It's nothing like that. Let's say if there are 100 records, your offset limit will be 100. So it depends on the number of documents you are trying to fetch from source.
Okay, sir.
So it varies from data set to data set. So once you change the data set, okay, the offset will also change. The maximum number that you can put in the offset is the record count, the number of records you have in the source, or maybe
Okay, sir.
number of records you have -1. If you do something like this, you will get only one record. If you give the complete set, okay, you
Okay, sir.
won't be you won't be able to see any records outside. I mean, it's same with head snap also.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other questions, Steve? Any other questions? Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So we will discuss about another task. Maybe that I have a new requirement now from the customer that I am reading the employees' data from CSV file. For some reason, the customer does not want it to push or have the same type. In the sense, in the target, he doesn't want to have the records in a CSV format. Instead, he want to have it in an Excel. Make sense? Our task from customer is he has a requirement that we are reading the file from the CSV, but in the target he doesn't want the data to be in the CSV. Instead, he wants the data to be in an Excel file. To be more precise, he wants to see the data in an Excel file. Okay, we will take that scenario and we will try to develop that. So what will be our first step? Requirement gatherings, right? What will be the source here? What will be the source here? Question to everyone. What will be the source here?
File.
Yeah. So what type of file we have in a source?
CSV
A
file.
CSV file.
Okay. What will be the target?
Excel file.
It's a file. And what will be the type
Which
of
is in the form Excel.
Okay. Okay. So that's our basic requirement gathering. We won't be needing any authentication or something because we are using the Snaplogic things within the Snaplogic itself. Okay. Now we will go and rename the pipeline. Push or read CSV and write to self. Okay, this is my label or the pipeline name it has created. The first two snaps are common for me. So what are those? File reader. Okay, and then CSV parser. In file reader, I will try to use, where is the employees.csv file? Okay, I will use this updated employees CSV file. Once I get that, I will have these records. Now comes the actual logic. So, question to everyone: what are we doing to change the format? Maybe in double quotes, we have used some sort of snap where we have changed the formatting while generating a CSV file itself. What is that snap?
Formatter is not.
CSV formatter, I think.
No,
Yeah.
for Excel formatter.
Yeah. So for now, in Excel, as we try to, or the use case or our requirement is to generate an Excel. What will be the formatter for that? So if I type about the formatter itself, see there are around 10 or maybe 10 to 15 formatters. We have seen CSV formatter because our requirement earlier is to generate a CSV formatter. Now our formatter is, or our requirement is to generate a Excel, right? So here comes the Excel formatter. What I have done now, after the CSV parser, I have used Excel formatter. Why? The data is in CSV. That's where I have used CSV parser. Now the data is in, or the data we want should be in an Excel. That's where we have used Excel formatter. If we open this, we know what is CSV header, right? CSV header. We need to write the header or not. Ignore empty string. Okay. And don't worry about other columns. These are particular to the Excel sheet. We will not be looking at it now, but when time comes, we may discuss this or not. But don't worry about anything on this. Okay. Other four check boxes we have, we may try and include this in our coming sessions, but for now, this is not required. And the snap execution, you already know, and the views and info, you know what it is actually, right? So now I want to format this. So like CSV formatter, we cannot add double quotes or change the separator, everything. No, because CSV file by name itself, it's called a comma separated value or any delimiter separated value. But Excel comes in a sheets. If you open any Excel, or if you have seen already an Excel will be in a tabs formatted way, right? The Excel sheets will be in a tabs formatted way. We will be having a different sheets in an Excel. It's like rows and columns in an Excel, but the data in CSV is a delimiter separated. But the CSV, but the Excel is a rows and columns separated, and everything will be in a sheet. Different sheets will be available. If we want to add multiple sheets, we can add also. So what I will do is, I will give the sheet name as data. Then finally, I know what will be the snap. What is that snap?
Writer, file writer.
Yeah, file writer. And then employees data in Excel dot XLS is the extension. For CSV, it is dot CSV. But if we want to generate an Excel, it will be XLS. Okay. Save and then run it. Okay. I will go to dashboard. I can see the data in Excel. Okay. I want to view it. I cannot view it here because the I cannot view it like the CSV because the data in Excel is in sheets format, as I said. So visibility in Snaplogic is not allowed. But in CSV we can view the data because the data is in a text format or the data is in a delimited format. That's where we can see the data. But the data of Excel is in a sheets manner, in the sense every data or the data will be stored in a sheet or in a row and columns manner. So that's where Snaplogic will not be able to show you that it is giving some hexadecimal and some unique characters or a combination of encrypted data. You will not be able to see the actual data. So in that sense, what you have to do is you have to download that file and then open it. What you have generated, you can see. Now I have opened the Excel Can you see a difference? Can you see a difference here? The sheet name that I have provided here, the sheet name that I have provided here has come as this sheet name. So if you can see there is a plus, this will open me a different sheet. I can give the name here, data one or something. Likewise, by using Snaplogic, we have generated this Excel data, okay, in the data sheet. In the data sheet. Make sense? Make sense here?
Yes, sir.
Using the Excel formatter, we have generated an Excel file with a different tab name. Any questions on this? It's quite simple. I mean, as we have done with the CSV formatter, we have done the same thing using Excel formatter as well. So what it is trying to tell us here is, from any format to any format, we can change. In the sense, in this scenario, what we have done is we have changed it from the comma separated values or a CSV to the Excel. So in the same manner, we can change any type of data to any type, like the way we have done it. So you can explore your options using CSV parser and maybe read an Excel file here. So here what we have done, so we have used a CSV file. Instead, what I will do here is now XLS. So this is the Excel file that we have generated. I will use this file. I will just disable this. I will use this. What should be the type, or what should be the next snap that I have to use after this?
Excel parser.
Correct. So if I click parser, there will be different parsing options. Now, what will be the snap for me? The Excel
Excel
parser.
parser.
Yeah. So in the Excel parser, what I have to provide is sheet name, which sheet of data that I want to see. What is the sheet name that we have provided earlier? Data. Okay. This is the mandatory field, and start row and end row. The Excel parser has given us the capability that how many rows that we can fetch. In head snap, we have given some the maximum limit of records that we want to fetch as an output from head snap, right? Likewise, it has given us the start row and end row. Okay, we will click on contents header because the Excel file has headers, and it has given a start row and end row to show us or to get the only data between those 0 to 10 or 10 to 20. Likewise, okay, it will not read the other values if we provide start and end row. Make sense? Evaluate formulas, round dates, these are specific to Excel. If you learn more about Excel, you will be able to understand what this columns or this checkbox will do. Okay, the other values also related to the Excel basically. So once you start working on this Excel mostly, then you will be able to identify what it is. The major thing that we want to remember, if we want to parse the data of any Excel, is use the sheet name, start row and end row, which we can control how many number of records we want to see as an output, contain headers. Okay, make sense? So so now, if I validate that data, I will be able to see the values in a documented format as such. Let's say I have given 0 to 10. Let's see how it will change. It has failed, saying that start row property cannot be a value of 0, right? The value of start row should be starting from 1. Just wanted to show you this error. That's where I have given the 0. but the minimum allowed value is 1. So this message is very clear for us that we cannot start a index of an Excel sheet from 0. Like we did it for other things, we cannot do it. We need to, in HeadSnap, if you remember, we have put the default value as 0, but in Excel parser, we cannot do it because the index starts from 1, or the first record starts from 1. Okay, that's where it has thrown us an error. If we can see, it has again failed. Start row cannot be 1 when contain headers property is true. Okay, what I have done here, contains header. What did I say to the Excel parser here? At row number 1, if you see header row number, I have given as 1. At row number 1, that I have given, the header will be available at row number 1. But what I am telling here, go to the data sheet and get me the records of 1 to 10. Right? This will not work because the header is at row number 1. So if I change it to 2, then we will be able to see the data. The first column will be the data here, and the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why? From 2 to 10, how many records are there? What is the count from 2 to 10? Total 9. So we are able to fetch total 10 records here. Make sense? The two errors also you are able to identify, right? You cannot put the start row as 0 because the index starts at 1. And if you are making the CSV Excel parser to have the contains header, you cannot start it from 1 as well, because the first row is or we will be having a first row as a header. Okay, if I uncheck this and if I save this, let me know. Let us see what will happen now. It will provide us the result, and then if you can see what it has done, the Snaplogic has given us some default columns here, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. How is it? See, Snaplogic has taken the top column A, B, C, D, E, F, G as a columns for the result, and the actual header, what it has done, it has given us in the first place. So that's where that is what I was talking about earlier. So if we don't keep the Excel, contains header, it will not give us the header, and at the same time it will consider that header as a data, actual data. But this is wrong, because the first row should not be the headers or the columns of the file. The header should be at the top and the data should start at 198, right? So in that sense, we have to keep it as contains header, and we have to keep it as 2, and we have to keep it as 11. In that sense, we will be able to get first 10 records as an output from the Excel parser. If we just validate and see the result, we will be able to see 10 records as an output now. 3, 6, 10. Because we have started the count at 2, 2 to 11 is a 10 records combination. Make sense? Now, I want to change this Excel into a CSV. Let's see what will happen. I said we can change it from anywhere to anything, right? So, I want to change it like this, right? CSV header, ignore empty string. Okay. I want to change the format of Excel to the CSV, and I will just copy this. And then .csv employees data from Excel XLS to CSV. Okay, just for our understanding, I have given the name as like this, but in our real-time scenarios, you won't be able to see the data like this. So if I go and validate or run, what will happen is it has ran the sequence. Now if I just see this, the file has been generated and the values are populated here. Okay, only 10 records are populated because while reading the Excel, I have given that only 10 records should be processed from the Excel parser Snap. Even though there will be any number of records, I want to have only 10 records. So are you able to get it? We have converted the data from CSV to Excel, and now we were able to read the Excel parser or Excel data and formatted it into CSV back. Okay, likewise, you can do any sort of transformations or changes from one type of data to another type of data. Any questions we have on this? Are we good with this, or do we have any questions on this? It's just a direct sequence or direct change from one format to another. That's it. Nothing much to brainstorm on this. Make sense? So I have told you that there are multiple tabs available, right? I can generate any number of tabs or sheets, right? Like this. If you see, like this, I can generate any tabs manually. So I have gone to this Excel and I have added multiple sheets here. I am able to see how this data will be generated using an Excel formatter. That is fine. But what if I want to generate data in multiple sheets? So our scenario is, for example, okay, I want to send data. Okay, I want to send data, or maybe divide this whole data set of 50 records into two sheets. So if we go and see the Excel formatter, did it give me the multiple sheet options here? It has given me only one sheet where I can provide the name and it will generate a file. The normal Excel formatter has the one sheet capability. That's it. But my scenario now is, or customer is asking me that is fine, you have generated all the data in a sheet in an Excel. But it's not like that. For example, customer is asking that, so earlier you have already divided the data into even numbers and odd numbers. Now what I want is, I want to send the data or the even data into one sheet and odd data into another sheet. I want to make them, or I want to have them in a different sheets. What should we do? I mean, if we explore Excel formatter, we don't have that capability, right? If we go and check for the formatters, you can see this snap that Excel multi-sheet formatter. This is the normal formatter, and it has given us another snap called Excel multi-sheet formatter. The snap settings are same, but here comes the mapping. Mapping will change according to number of views. In the sense, if you see the inputs here, from minimum to 1 and maximum is infinite. In the sense, we can have any number of inputs coming up from the input, but the output will be 1. Okay, the snap settings are same. The only difference is it will have the mapping. In place of normal Excel formatter will have the sheet name, but here we will be having a mapping. Why? Because we have to map the column correctly, or the sheet, this mapping with the sheet of the Excel that we want to generate finally should be matched correctly, right? Now let's go and complete the task that customer has asked us. Okay, I will just go and disable these as well so that these are working fine. Okay, now my scenario is I will just have these two snaps. I will have it the earlier example itself that I want to convert from CSV to Excel formatter. Now I have given you a task to generate or route based on the employee ID. We will use the same. Okay. I am applying extra validations. Don't worry about that. Okay. This way, I will be able to segregate the values even and odd. So this way, we will have the even data, and this way, we will have the odd generated data. Okay, which are not divisible by 2. If you can see, it has given us the null values also. Okay, why? Because at the first place, once we have validated that 2, the other place where it can go is here. So that's where they have come here. You might have a doubt that there is no value. How well Snaplogic was able to divide this, right? So divide this in the sense it has some value, some empty space, but data is giving it to the output view to output 0 1, output 1. Instead we expect it somewhere else. It's because that first validation has turned true, and the second validation it has allowed because it is not equal to 0. That's what the condition we have left it there. So based on the condition it was behaving like that. So now when comes to our actual use case, we were able to segregate the data into two ways. I said we can use multi-sheet formatter, right? If I can get it here, I said I want to generate two tabs. So in that case, what I will do, I will have another input view. I will go and get it combined. If I validate it, it may fail because we have not done the sheet mapping, or it may give us something. But now we have to do the actual sheet mapping. In this way, okay, we want even data, odd data. Okay, from input 1, okay, this side give me the odd data, even data. Once I save it, okay, and then what I have to do after this, use file writer, have it here, employees data in multiple sheets dot xls. Okay, run it. It is able to successfully complete it. If we see, the data is generated. If I download, you won't be able to see because data is in sheets. If I download, if I click on it, can you see all the event data has come into this event data sheet? Event data sheet. If I go to odd data sheet, the other data set has come here. Okay. Okay. Now it has generated earlier in this sheet using the normal Excel. We are doing it manually and we have kept everything into a single sheet. So based on some logical condition, I have pushed the data or able to separate the data into multiple tabs based on some condition using multi-sheet Excel formatter. Any questions on this? Any questions on this? Are we clear on this?
Yes.
Yes.
No. So we have completed the two requirements that customer has given us, and we were able to provide the solutions for them clearly. Okay. So after this, what we will do is, yesterday we are looking at this mapper null safe access. We will go and look at that, what we can do. Okay. Maybe we will try and do it in some other way where we can see some errors. Okay. I will just create a different project, different pipeline for that. Mapper POC, mapper null safe access POC. Okay. I am creating a different pipeline just for the null safe access POC. Okay. I will take the same examples like the ones that we are using till now. I will just copy these two. I will try to a different scenario. Yesterday's one, yeah, it is there, but we were not able to see the mapper failing. So I will try to give you a different scenario altogether. Maybe you will get a better understanding based on that. Okay. I have the data. I have this. And where did we do that mapping? Not this. Where did we use the mapper yesterday? It's not this. Not this. Maybe this. Not this. Oh, have we deleted that pipeline? Okay. Anyway, I will use the mapper. Okay. I will just select everything and I will have it here. And I will also have it here. Okay. Save this. I'm not doing anything here. Save this. And now my requirement is, like yesterday, customer has asked me to generate two files in two different destinations. Could be files itself, for example, two different destinations, but the columns are different from each use case, but the columns are different from each destination. In the sense, the file data should be different. In the sense, let's say the destination 1 has 10 columns, the destination 2 might have 5 columns itself. Okay. So we have already, let's say, we have already developed a pipeline having one destination. Okay. Like, so like this, we might have already generated. So this pipeline is already there. Okay. Example, destination one. Okay. This is already there. Now customer had wanted me to update this pipeline in the sense wherein there are 10 column processing to the target, but now he wants me to process the data into multiple destinations. Okay, but the destination 2 will have less columns, or destination 1 does have some less columns. Okay, but destination 2 has more columns in the sense. Okay, so now I will make a copy. I will make a copy. I can use these two as a target, and I will just change the destination to other destination. Okay, in this way, if I have done this way, okay, if I would have done this way, the data in the two targets are same, right? But my use case here is the data in the target 2 should be less than the data in the target 1, or the columns are less, or we are processing only few columns into the target. So generally as a developer, what I will do, so I will take this mapper, I will have it here. Okay, and I will change the columns. Maybe first 3 columns are required, right? Only first 3 columns are required in this mapper. Okay, this is the mapper for this, and this is the mapper for this. Okay, once I validate this, it will generate me 2 different destination records here in this dashboard or the manager. Now, my use case here is it has been successfully completed, right? I am able to generate the file with 6 or 7 records in, 6 or 7 columns, or maybe 10 columns, and I'm able to generate only 3 columns set. So our first requirement is done. So for some reason, customer has asked us to remove, okay, from the first path, that he doesn't want last name to be sent. So he doesn't want last name to be sent to the destination 1. So what we generally do in that case, we will come here and we will just delete this. We will save it, and then for now let's just try and validate. So validate. If you see, the first path has successfully executed, but the destination 2 is failing for some reason. What is the reason? We are mapping the last name here, but last name is not coming from source, is not coming from source. Why? Because as per the customer requirement, what we have done, we have removed the last name for the first destination, but the way we have coded it, it is giving us some problem. But the mapper should not fail at any case, because the target or the requirement is only change the destination 1 records, don't change the destination 2. But why it is failing? We are mapping the common column called last name, okay, and that common column is failing because the data that we have removed it here, we thought it will only affect the destination 1, but it is also affecting the destination 2, because from this mapper itself we are trying to map the data. So in this case, let's say in this case, what we wanted to do is go to the mapper and put null safe access to this mapper. So see what will happen in this case. See, it is not giving us any value, any error. Instead, what it is doing, it is giving us nulls. Null safe access in the sense, if the field is not available, this is another scenario. The yesterday's one is a different one. This is another scenario. If the field that is coming up from source is not available, replace that field value with the null value. That's what it has done. Okay. We are able to successfully write the data into the destinations. Okay. Let me go ahead and run it. We are able to see the destinations with the values that we expect. But the destination 1 looks fine here, expected. But the destination 2 has null values or the empties. See, last name does not have any value. It is just empty double quotes, empty double quotes. There is no value at all. Why? Because the mapping or the way we have coded, we have not let it fail, but the data is missing. The last name data is missing here. And to make it fail, what we have done, we have used null safe access so that this pipeline will not fail and the data will be generated, but according to the business or according to the logic that we have defined or the pipeline we have developed, it is wrong. So in that scenario, what we have to do is we have to move this copy to this so that the customer requirement has finished in the way that he wants. What is his requirement? Remove the last name from the first path. Don't do anything or have all the 3 columns in the second destination. So if I go and refresh this, see destination 2 and I have the last name as a data. But if I see the destination 1, do I see the last name? No. Employee first name, there should be a last name here, but after that we have email directly. So by doing the pipeline change, we are able to successfully generate the requirement or able to successfully complete the requirement of customer according to his need. But if we do it in an earlier case, there is no pipeline failure. You might think that as there is no pipeline failure, this should be correct at any case. But if we do it like this is also correct way until and unless we should have the mapping here. But if we remove that and it is not there and the null safe access is also not there, then what will happen? The pipeline will fail. See, it has failed. It has failed and it has given me last name is undefined. Last name is undefined. To eliminate this, we will use null safe access, wherein whenever the field is missing, it will generate a null value in that place. So if I just run it now, it will generate the values, but according to the business or customer, it is wrong. It's only because the destination 2 has null values in the last name column. So in that case, what we need to do? We have to change the way we have coded, or the coding we have done is incorrect. Instead, we have to do it like this. So this mapping only applies to this and the data from here comes to this, and this will have the actual last name column that is required as per the requirement. Okay, if we go and refresh this, you will be able to see the last name here. Any question? Are we clear on null safe access?
Yeah, I am good.
Any questions, team? Are we good? Yesterday we were not able to see this, and that's where we have used this. Any other questions we have on this?
No, sir.
Uh, so Manoj, so yeah, instead of copy, we also use the route snap here.
If you have any conditions, yes, you can use the router.
Route and when the customer yeah need is customize the output column. So in
Mhm.
that case, we have to use the mapper only, or
Yeah, only
to
mapper, because
otherwise we have to use the router here, right?
no, router without, I mean, with router you cannot change the mapping.
Hmm.
Mapping can only be changed using mapper. Okay,
Mapper.
router is used to check the conditions, right? And
Hmm.
true or false. It's like true or false. It will give you true. If it is true, it will come to this view. If it is false, it
Hmm.
will come to this view. Router is like that.
Hmm.
It's for validation, but here the mapper is for the mapping changes. As I have done or removed the column here,
Hmm.
likewise, we can just play around the number of columns that we have, or we can reduce or we can increase also. So
Hmm.
in the output, I want to add some other column,
Hmm.
maybe DOJ. It's like date of join.
Hmm.
Okay, 2023-04-21 is the date. Okay, so what I have done is from the actual data, this is the actual data. Okay,
Hmm.
and I have increased another value also. I have increased another column
Hmm.
wherein the external file will have that data, or as per the requirement, I want that data. So if I open the destination one, can you see DOJ column outside?
Hmm.
And can you see the data here?
Hmm.
Every employee has joined on 21,
Hmm.
all the 50 employees, but that will not be the usual case. For example, that I'm showing, everyone will
Hmm.
have a different date, or maybe few have some in common, the common dates, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So these sort of changes or anything related to mapping, where you can reduce or you can increase or you can apply any validations using JavaScript, using the functions that are available here. So likewise, you can do anything using mapper,
Hmm.
but router altogether is a different scenario where we can check the data validation, whether
Hmm.
this data is available or not. If it is not there, go this way or that way. We can route the data in a particular way or particular path, in a particular path, okay,
Hmm.
by checking the data validation or by checking the data truthfulness.
Hmm. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And now we will go and look at the other scenario where customer has the data or the employees in an order, okay, of the employee IDs. Okay, so if we go and see the outputs that we are seeing till now, the employee IDs are the sequence they are following, but for some reason employee or customer wants the data to be in a names format, in the sense Donald comes first and then Douglas, then Michael, likewise, I mean in a sorting order. So now you might already guessed by now what is the snap that we need to use for this.
Short.
Yeah, it's sort snap. So our scenario now is, or the requirement from the customer is, we have to sort the data. The data is already in a sorted way, but on employee ID column. But now I want the data to be sorted on a, a the first name column. Okay. Sort employees on first name. Okay. I'm saving this. I will use the same file reader. I will use parser. I will map the file. Okay. I will have the output data. Now I will, here comes the actual snap that we are trying to look at, sort snap. So what it will do, it will give us these settings, views and info you already know. So here comes the actual settings that we need to change. Our requirement is change the path or change the sorting order based on first name column. It is already sorted on employee ID column, but now change it on the first name. Okay. Here the sorting order is global. What does the global means? It will map to this directly global. Whenever we put some settings, it will automatically applies to this. Otherwise, we can change the settings here also. We can apply any of these two, or otherwise global. If you keep global, the setting here in this global will be applied to this. So I will have the global here and the ascending order, it will be sorted in an ascending order. Okay. And null safe access, it's same like, let's say if this field is not available and we are trying to sort it out, this snap will fail, right? For that reason we have kept this null safe access. If we remove also, it will be successful because first name column will be there. I will show you an example without the null safe access now, and I will show you a different example with the null safe access. Okay. Don't worry about the null greater than. It will just pick the values which are not null. If we put null greater than checkbox, null will be considered greater than the the normal values. So in the preference, null values will come first, and after that the remaining values. Basically what should happen when you have data in a different order and we want to sort it, it will be sorted on an alphabetical order. So if we click this checkbox null greater than, what it will do is it will give the null values at first, even though there is name with alpha and then beta. So alpha will come first and then beta will come next, right? But the next three columns after alpha and beta are nulls. What it will do is it will give the null columns at top. Okay. And then it will give the next results like alpha and beta at fourth and fifth place. Okay, that is the scenario. Don't worry about the memory percentage, it is something to do with the management, so don't worry about this. We need all these four settings to be known. Okay, this null safe access scenario I will let you know in the maybe after 5-10 minutes. Okay, once I save it, okay, what will be the sorting order here? Ascending. So if I validate this, if I see the output, it will give me, okay, see, it has ordered in a way where Adam has come first, Alexander, and then B, D, and then G, H likewise. Okay. And if you see the employee ID of Adam is 121. If you see Bruce 104. But if we sort it on employee ID, 104 will come first and 121, right? So likewise, we have done the sorting on first name. See, the values in this has come in an order of the character sequence. What is the first character? A, then go to first place, likewise. Make sense? Then this sort, after this sort, normally what we will do, we will format, we will write. So we will push the data to target. Okay, sorted employees .csv. Okay, if I go and run it, it will provide me the sorted employees CSV file, and the first name, based on first name we have sorted the data. Likewise, we can use the descending order also. So the last in the file, whatever is the last character, it will come first and A will go to last. If I if I just save it, so see, William has come first, Wally has come first, TJ, Susan. But if I go last, Adam has gone last because I have kept the descending order. Descending order is nothing but from last to first. Okay, makes sense? Any questions on the sorting? It is quite straightforward. There is nothing much on this. We can apply sortings on strings and numbers. So here, the first name is a string, and then what is the number there? Employee ID is the number, right? So we can apply in on both, maybe number or integers and strings as well. Now, for our example, we have considered the string for the sorting. The string sorting will be done on the character sequence. So the start A letter will come first if it is ascending, or Z letter or the name, let's say zebra, will come first if the descending order is selected in the sort. It's straightforward. There is nothing much to brainstorm on this. It is just straightforward. Any questions on this sort?
Yeah, Manoj. Actually, I would like to ask when we use the CSV yeah, parser, so at that case we have to import our file as a CSV format, right?
Hmm.
And if can we use the after the short it's Excel formatter here if we want to our output is to be in Excel form?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is not mandatory to use the CSV parser or
No, that's what I
along with
said
the
earlier
CSV
also.
formatter.
That's
Yeah.
what I said. I mean, if our requirement is to put the file in Excel,
Hmm.
after the sorting, what we will do, we will keep this in this format.
Okay.
It's not required that I mean, requirement in the sense, it should be based on your customers. If they
Yeah.
ask the data should be in a CSV, you should use CSV. There is no
CSV.
chance
Yeah.
for that.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Any other question we have on this? Okay, so now I will show you how this null safe access play around. For some reason, I have done some mapping. Okay, mapping, and I have had the same scenario. I mean, earlier I have showed you with the null safe access. So I have had all the columns, but the first name column, for some reason, due to the customer requirement, I have deleted. So in that case, what will happen? The sort snap will fail because that first name column is not there. So what it will happen is it will give us the results, okay, as is. It will not be able to sort because, oh, yeah, it will not be able to sort because we have done the sorting on first name, but the first name column is not there. It will just provide the result as is. What it is coming from input, it will give us directly as is. It will not change anything because first name column is not there. It will be considered as empty because null safe access is kept here. But if null safe access is not there, okay, it will fail. It will just fail because it says that input document first name we have set it to descending, but if null safe access is false, all input documents should contain keys. These keys should be present because null safe access has turned off. If this key is not mandatory and we don't need it, we will keep the null safe access, but the sorting will not be performed in this case. Okay, the sorting will come or the data will come as is from the output of mapper. It will not show any effect. Okay, because that column has been deleted. Okay. Likewise, we can add any number of sorting things also here. So if we want to sort the data on combination of first name, last name, and employee ID. So I want to sort the data in combination of employee ID. What will happen in this case is, as first name is not there, the sorting will not consider the first name. Instead, it will consider the other two columns and it will sort the data. Let me just delete everything. Just to have it in I have removed the first name. So if I validate and I'm doing or performing the sorting, okay, if you see last name, W has come first and 200 has come first. Okay. Likewise, it will consider both these two, employee ID and last name, and first name will not be considered because we have kept null safe access there. Based on these two fields, it will perform the sorting. So we can add any number of columns here according to the requirement and on which field we want to add the sorting. Okay. Let's say I can change the order of the here also. I can have ascending here, and this one as global. This global field will be sorted on descending order because this will consider this, but last name will have ascending, employee ID is ascending. So that way they both will be in an ascending order and it will be in a descending order, and the combination will be in a different sorting order. Okay. So on sort snap, you can just play around with the different options like ascending order and descending order, adding all the fields and everything. So play around with this with the mapper, null safe access, pass throughs. Till now, what we have discussed on all the snaps, different formattings, Excel formattings, multi-sheet formattings. Okay. So that will be the task for you for the coming 2 days. Play around with all the snaps. Okay. And get back to me with any questions on Monday. Okay, any snap that we have discussed till now, we have almost covered 10 snaps almost. I mean, 10 to 15 snaps from file reader to writer. Likewise, almost 10 snaps we have covered. So try and almost 10, I believe. I mean, I'm not sure particularly on the count, but try and reuse every snap that you have done. Maybe think about one of the use case or maybe a requirement where you need all the snaps and just add it through to the pipeline and try to provide a solution for that. Okay. Just play around with the all snaps and the settings that you have with the trial account you have. You will be able to understand it better. Okay. And for the coming session, as I said in the yesterday's session, just go through the expression library session again. We will discuss it in the Monday or Tuesday session. But I want everyone to know and let me know what is the difference between parameters and expression libraries. Parameters I have discussed in the yesterday's session also, but what is the use of expression libraries? I have discussed already in the previous sessions. Please go through all the sessions previous in the of the previous sessions and let me know. Okay. By this, I'll take a halt. Uh, Let me know if you have any questions on anything that we have discussed till now.
Yeah, Manoj.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can just repeat the task which you have given.
So that it's not a particular task. I said, go through all the snaps that we have discussed till now and get back to me with the questions. And the second thing is we have discussed the expression libraries in the previous snap. Yesterday, when I have asked the team, no one were able to respond back with the answers. So in the coming sessions, we will discuss on how we can use the expression libraries in the pipelines. So for that, I require everyone to know the difference between the pipeline parameters and the expression libraries. So those are the two things that they can do.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Please.
Sir, I have got some doubt for a study task.
Hmm?
So share, I can share my screen.
Sure.
Yeah,
Just a second.
give me access, please.
Yeah, yeah. Please share your screen.
Yeah. It is visual.
No, it is not.
Now,
No, I cannot see.
one sec.
Uh, if you are not able to see, share your screen, just let me know what is your question.
Okay. Uh, Sir, after using the 10 snaps CSV formatter,
Hmm?
open it and binary header properties expression column. We can use multiple values here, and I can put the value here, but not find the data.
Okay. So I think you require to share your screen. I mean, to answer me this question actually.
Yeah, but
If you are not able to share your screen, do one thing. Once after this session, please talk to Prashant. He will
okay,
maybe help you on that. If not, we will discuss it on the for Monday session. Okay.
okay, okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Sure. Any other questions, team?
Yeah, actually, Manoj, you have taught. So when we have some data into Excel format, so we can customize into even and odd
Yeah. Yeah.
data into the next
Mm,
one sheet.
mm,
So
mm.
at that scenario, if I have a file in Excel,
Mm.
so I want to fetch only second sheet data into the snap. So is there any way?
Yeah, you can explore within the Excel parser itself. You can do it.
So we can do that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Only the respective sheet itself you can only fetch.
Okay.
You just need to provide the sheet name. If you can go
Hmm.
to the Excel parser settings,
Hmm.
you will be able to see that you will be able to give the sheet name there. If
Hmm.
you provide that sheet, you will be able to see the
Okay.
data.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? Yeah, Shashank.
Yeah. Manoj, what is the difference between router and binary router?
Router is something to do the validation on the data level. Okay, you will be able to see the validations or perform validations on the documented format. Binary is something to apply conditions on the metadata level. Metadata in the sense the binary data that we are fetching. Okay, the metadata of the file where you can perform some validations on that. So that's where we use binary router. Binary router will be used only in sequence when there is a binary data coming. And one thing we need to remember is we cannot perform any data level validation like the way we have done, even and odd. We were able to do it on the documented format, correct? We won't be able to do it using the binary router because the binary will not give you the data. Instead, using binary data, you can apply validation on the metadata of the data. In the sense, the file name and everything that you can do. File name is a metadata, right? It's not the actual data. File name is a metadata, and where it has stored, where the file has stored, the path it will give you. Maybe in the Monday session, I will just throw you an example with that. But for now, just remember, by router is to apply validations on the actual data. Binary router is to apply validation on the metadata.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hello.
Yeah, Anurag.
Yeah, sir. Sir, what are the different tools available in Snaplogic for integration?
What are the different tools available in Snaplogic to do the
For
integration?
integration.
Snaplogic tool itself an integration tool. There are no more tools within Snaplogic.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Jayant, do you have any questions? Okay. Prashant, I think if no one has any questions, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, sure, Manoj.
Yeah.
So, thank you, team. Thank you, Manoj.
I think you have to stop the recording.
Yes, yes.